Hi guys, Harry here from Virtua, and we're joined by Jawad. So he's going to tell you a little bit more about himself and his role within the business.
Hey Harry, well I'm Jawad. I'm the CEO of Virtua and co-founder, and it's my role in the business is to make sure that we have a strategic direction, we have a vision of what we're building in the company, and as I'm CEO founder, it's not like just operational, run it according to the vision of the shareholders. This is something that we've crafted from the beginning. So it's the vision in my head and Gary's head, and what we want to do for Virtua in the first place is what we're building. So it's my job to make that idea a reality, really.
Perfect. And can you tell us a little bit about your professional background?
I am a computer scientist by degree. Graduated more years ago than I'd like to consider. And basically, I worked as a full-time employee for like a year, 1.5 years after I graduated. And then after that, I sort of jumped ship and started doing my own stuff. I didn't really succeed as a full-time employee for very long, only because I just found much more interesting stuff to do. Then I worked as a computer contractor building new solutions, and I was always trying to do things which were like interesting to me. And I built out systems in kidnap and ransom and anti-terrorism. That's where I started. Then I moved on to when they deregulated all of Europe for energy, where you could literally buy power from, I don't know, somewhere in Germany for a store in the UK. I created a system that would allow you to buy and trade energy contracts, electricity contracts between countries. So, it was running in Turkey and all of Europe. We had all sorts of trading operations. So basically, I went from that, and then I created more technology over the years. Every time building something, it being quite new, it being like bleeding edge, making money from it, exiting the company, then moving on to the next thing, because there was a tendency to get bored when it was very, very well established. And I did that over the course of my career for the last 30 years. The most recent thing that I was working on before I did Virtua, it was actually the first paid gig I did in a while where I was working for a company, with a company, was The Entertainer in the UAE, which was a book, a bit like the early predecessor of Deliveroo and Zomato, etc. And it was very, very successful in UAE, and they're pivoting from book to app. So I was part of the team that did that, led the whole app pivoting to technology. And then we did an exit a few years ago. The company was sold for 125 million. And the main thing about it was the founder from that company was more than happy with me working there on the basis that I was building my own stuff. The most recent thing I did was I have a kids gaming company with over 20 on mobile with over 24 million downloads of our games. And basically, the founder of that company, when she exited, is the only private investor in Virtual. So Donna Benton, who was voted as the most powerful woman in the Middle East in terms of cloud technology nonsense, she's an awesome lady. She's the only private investor. So that's sort of like my background, is building tech and always trying to make something which is actually challenging and interesting, as well as can actually make good returns. And like, this is Virtua is probably the pinnacle of that, because it's the most hard, most difficult, most controversial area, with probably the most impact across the board, from financial to social to economic. And it's sort of like the pinnacle of what I've been doing over the last 30 years, is bringing all of those things together.
Brilliant. It's an absolute convergence. And what are you working on right now? What's on your desk?
Right now on my desk, I've actually got a row. It's like, you can't see very well, but like I'm mapping it all out stage by stage. And right now I'm mapping out like a mind map of all of the things we're going to have to do all the way up into after our land sale, and all of the technology pieces that we're going to need to think about after that, like how our resources are going to work, and how our portals are going to work, and how the user generated content we want to bring into the business. And I'm trying to create a map going over 18 months, which is pulling together all of the things we already have, but also includes all of the new thinkings and learnings we've had over the last 4 months. Because I've got a Medium article that I need to get out, and it's so overdue. It's the same as all of my update technology articles. But I need something which is business, strategic, and dev all mapped out into one master diagram, so that I can pull them all together and talk to the right stakeholders about what they need to start thinking about months ahead of time, because it's too easy, especially when there's so much to do, to start only thinking about the short-term horizon. But the long-term horizon means we need to align all our resources and thinking and staffing, from marketing to product to dev, and get everyone aligned months in advance. And so much of what we're doing is so new, some of that stuff hasn't even filtered through yet. So I'm just trying to make a map of everything for the next 14 months. And because I've actually got one day where I don't have meetings, and this is the only one, I can actually do it. So that's what's on my desk.
It's going to keep you busy, and I won't take up much more of your time. Final question. Can you tell us something interesting, quirky about yourself? What are you passionate about?
You know, the things I'm passionate about are the things which are Virtua. I mean, look, massive, massive comics fan, massive comics geek. You know, if you look around the office, you can see, you know, this is my desk, and you can see, look, alien head on the wall, original artwork from different people, VFlex original art that's never been on our on our platform, an Iron Man standing in the corner. You know, so what I'm passionate about is comics and art and movies and gaming. You know, those are the things that I love the most. With gaming, it's more like I just keep buying games and I never get to play them, or I get to load them up and play them for 5 minutes. But you know, I believe there will be a day where I get to play them. But I've been collecting those games for about 10 years, and I do intend to get around to playing one of them. I've actually managed to start playing Guardians of the Galaxy, and I've actually managed to put some hours into that, which is for me the first time in years I managed to do that. So, but yeah, with me, it's all about that. And whenever I get time, I just end up reading. Even now, I read maybe 100 comics a month. You know, I find the time on my iPad, but it's on flights, it's in taxis, it's in between meetings. It's never like when I'm sitting down, then it's just working.
That's brilliant. Thanks so much for your time. I appreciate catching up, and look forward to checking in again soon.
Cheers, Aaron.